Welcome to the Explainer. In the world of data, not all the clues are laid out for you. So today, we're going to put on our detective hats to solve a really common mystery. What on earth do you do when your data has missing pieces?
Pretty much every single person who works with data has this moment. You've got your data set, you're ready to uncover some amazing insights, and then you see it, holes, gaps, empty cells. So what's your next move?
And look, this isn't just some small annoyance. Those gaps, they aren't really empty. They're actually filled with potential problems. They can quietly sabotage your entire analysis, leading you down a path to completely wrong answers. Okay, so let's officially open the case file on what we're going to call the missing data problem, because understanding why this is such a big deal is really the first step to solving it. The stakes here are incredibly high. I mean, if you handle missing data the wrong way, that beautiful model you build could be totally inaccurate. Your conclusions could be biased. The overall reliability of your work, yeah, that gets compromised too. So, before any good detective acts, what do? They investigate the scene, right? For us, that means we need to understand the different types of gaps we might find. We've got to ask, why is the data missing in the first place? Data scientists basically classify missing data into three main types. The first is missing completely at random, or MCAR, where the gap is just pure chance. Second is missing at random, MAR, where the fact that it's missing is related to another variable. And the third, the trickiest one, is missing not at random, or MNAR, where the reason it's missing is connected to the value itself. Knowing which one you're facing is absolutely key. So let's start with MCAR. It's the simplest scenario. Seriously, just think of it as pure random bad luck. A glitch in the equipment, maybe a simple data entry mistake. There's no deep underlying pattern, which, believe it or not, makes it the easiest type to deal with. All right, now that we've kind of profiled the problem, let's get to our toolbox. We're going to focus on two core techniques that every data detective really needs to master. So, your first choice is a pretty strategic one. Do you go for surgery and just remove the incomplete evidence? Or do you try to reconstruct the scene by filling in the gaps? Let's take a look at both approaches. The dropna function, you'll see this a lot in tools like Python's Pandas library, is that clean, direct surgical approach. It just cuts out any rows or columns that have missing values. But, and this is a huge but, you gotta be warned, this is a blunt instrument. If you're not careful, you could end up throwing away a massive chunk of really valuable information. And that brings us to our second tool, fillna. This function is all about reconstruction. So instead of just removing the data, you're making an educated guess to fill in those gaps. It's a much more nuanced approach for when you just can't afford to lose any of your data points. So how do you actually make that educated guess? Well, one of the most common ways is to just use the average value from that column, either the mean or the median. It's a pretty safe, neutral choice that usually doesn't skew your data too dramatically. But what if you're dealing with categories? Like red, blue, or green. You can't really take the average of those, right? That's where the mode comes in. This just means you fill the gap with whatever value shows up the most often in that column. Simple!
Oh, and this one is really clever, especially for things like stock prices or sensor readings that are collected over time. A forward fill just carries the last good observation forward to fill in the blank. It basically assumes nothing has changed since the last time you got a reading. But what happens when the case gets a little more complex? When a simple average or a forward fill just doesn't feel right? Well, for those tough cases, we've got to call in the specialists. Now, we're not going to go super deep here, but it's important you know these exist. Take K nearest neighbors, for instance. It doesn't just look at one column. It looks at the entire row and finds other complete rows that are most similar to it. Then it uses the values from those neighbors to make a really intelligent guess for the missing piece. Pretty smart, right? Having all the right tools is really only half the battle. A truly great data detective, they also follow a strict code of conduct. It's what ensures their work is solid, repeatable, and most importantly, trustworthy. So, a pro follows a repeatable workflow. First, you visualize the gaps to see if there's a pattern. Next, you think about the potential impact. Then, you choose your method carefully, and you document every single assumption you make. And, I cannot stress this enough, you always keep a copy of the original, untouched data. Always.
This really highlights the golden rule of data work. Documentation is not optional. It is what makes your analysis transparent and trustworthy. It's what lets other people replicate your findings. It's the difference between a wild guess and solid, hard evidence.
So what's the key takeaway from all of this? It's that there is no single best way to handle missing data. There's no magic bullet. The right choice is always driven by context, your specific data, your goals, and what you know about the subject. You, the analyst, you're the detective making that final call.
And all of this leaves us with one final, really important question you need to consider every time you clean a data set. By filling the gaps, by altering the evidence, sure, you get a complete picture, but you have to always ask yourself, is the story this new picture tells still true to the original? That's the challenge and the responsibility,